Hey, and welcome back to a new video. Super chilled and casual today because I actually didn't really have time to film, but then I was like, wait a minute, I do have time to film. It just isn't going to be my usual setup and it's going to be a little bit more chill, shall we say. So if you're wondering why I'm sat on the floor right now, it's just kind of because I don't have my lighting set up. The light's going in and out of the clouds, so I'm trying to avoid the natural light, kind of like shelter myself from that. Just technical stuff basically. So today's video I wanted to talk about New Year goals. Probably sick of hearing about them. I actually get a little bit sick of hearing them this time of year, but I know that it's kind of a time where we're kind of the first week in to the new year, and maybe you feel like you're falling off the bandwagon, or maybe you actually feel like you're only just getting into it with your goals. And I kind of like hate hearing everyone else's goals because it's really projected onto you, and then sometimes it can be a bit like, I just want to focus on my own stuff. But I thought I'd kind of recap and put out a few pointers of how of ways to help you stay on track with your 2018 goals and how to achieve them, because yeah, I don't know, we can get a little bit distracted. It's just a casual, chill, chatty one, and these are some of the steps that I am taking with my own goals. So if you get some, maybe these can help too. And I've got my notes here because you know I need to keep my notes to keep concise. So I'm going to start with number one, and I think the first tip is to prioritise and take things one step at a time. It can get really overwhelming. I did a blog post about this where I talked about how everyone seems to have 10 million goals these days. Like, what is wrong with just having one? And I myself am like that. I'll put pressure on myself to achieve about 20 things all at once, and then by the end of the year I'm like, oh, I've still got, you know, 10 other things to tick off. And at the end of the day, we're only human, so it is a good idea to just break things down, prioritise what is most important in your list, and really work on that. Like, what can you actually do at this current point in time as well? Just giving yourself like a little bit of a breakdown so it's easier to manage those goals. You know, there's no point in trying to, you know, learn how to run a marathon, learn an instrument, speak Japanese, and do all these things at once. Just kind of prioritise, break it down. That's what I try and do, and that is how I'm trying to stay on track. So that definitely helps. That's tip number one. I always do this before I film a video. I rush about, and then when I come to sit down to film, I'm like Tip number two is to be consistent in whatever you do. Now, this is easier said than done because I am the worst for it. I'm like the procrastinator of life. I can easily drop off doing things, whether that be going to the gym, not that I've done that in a while, or it can be like uploading videos, anything. I struggle with consistency, but one thing that I've realised over time in anything that I've done in life is more often than not, consistency is key. So reminding yourself to just be consistent. So for example, if your goal is to, I don't know, go to the gym, like get fit in the new year, work out several times a week, like sometimes it's better to do something than nothing at all. So just keep at it, because that little bit of work, even if you just, like, say you want to go to the gym and usually you do, like, you'd be there for an hour doing, I don't know, weights and stuff. What do people do at the gym these days? And even if you didn't have the energy to do your full routine, just go. And even if you do 20 minutes, you've still done it. And that consistency, like doing that 20 minutes once might not seem like a lot, but that 3 times in a week, you know, it adds up, and that consistency in the long run will work. And you can apply that to really anything in life. I can apply it to, say, doing YouTube videos, just anything really, just having that consistency and keeping up with it. Tip number 3, and I think this is a biggie, and that is don't be put off by minor setbacks. You know, sometimes you can feel like you're working with this consistency and you might feel like nothing's happening, or sometimes it might feel like you're taking 5 steps backwards. But honestly, don't be put off by that, because you just need to keep at it in the long run. Whatever your aim is or goal is, it's worth it to keep at it. Like minor setbacks, like trust me, I am one of those people. Something goes wrong and I'm just like, right, that's it, I'm done, I'm over this, I'm not doing it anymore. But you need to remember that, like, everyone goes through that, and those setbacks are often there, like they can be a test. They can really help you improve what you do, get better, learn how to deal with challenges in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So just take everything like that as a lesson, and don't let it deter your long-term goals. Tip number 4 that I've written down, it kind of reiterates tip number 2, but it's got like an added little bit, and that is to strive for consistency over perfection. improvement will come over time. And this is so true. This is something that I'm still learning, and these tips are just as much for me as they are for you. This is like me, like mental note, putting it out there, reminder, Samio. I'll be like watching this video back like, yep. No, it can be so easy to strive for perfection, especially when we're putting, I guess this is coming from more of like a creative point of view, but I think you could probably apply this to different parts of life as well. So as a creative, this can like apply for me with like blogging and things like that. I can often like put my energy into a piece of work, but if I don't feel like it's good enough, then I won't publish it. Like I'll write something, or I'll take images, or film YouTube videos. That's a good example, because I filmed a lot last year that just never made it to YouTube because I was like, that ain't good enough. But sometimes it isn't the perfection. You need to strive for the consistency, because perfection comes over time. Or not perfection, but improving your craft or whatever it is that you want to do. So you're not going to be good at something straight away. This could go like, you could be learning a language and it's going to take time, and you might be, yeah, in fact this is a good example, I just thought of it. Say you are learning a language and you might think, actually, you know, I can have a conversation with someone now who's fluent in that language. Say you're speaking to someone who's German, for example, and then you go over to Germany and then you think, actually no, my German's not good enough, and you just chicken out, so you don't have that conversation. But in doing that, like in doing that, it'd help you learn, it'd help you on your journey, if you know what I mean. So you can apply that to like so many different things. Like I said, I can apply that to myself with like my creative work and things like that. Do not strive for perfection, strive for consistency, because in the long term, that is what's going to make you grow, and you're going to learn so much more, you're going to be able to do things quicker. Yeah, that is a big one. And tip number 5 is a super simple one. I mean, I say super simple, but I think a lot of us forget, and that is to realise your achievements. I feel like we have these long-term goals, but we don't do often, like most of us, don't do breakdowns. So it's really good to kind of check in with yourself on a weekly basis and go, actually, what have I done this week to get myself one step closer to my goal, or what have I achieved this week, and really put things into perspective. I mean, it is a Sunday after all, so a Sunday is a great time to do it, because you've just had the full 7 days to kind of recap and reflect, think about things you want to do differently next week. You know, just kind of give yourself a pat on the back. It could be the smallest thing, but that smallest thing, you know, times that by 52 weeks in the year. One small thing every week, it adds up, and you're going to get closer to where you want to be. So that's it. I didn't want it to be too like preachy, like this is how you're gonna do your goals, but I just wanted this to be a little bit of a reminder to myself as well as you, that like you can do the things you want to do, just set your mind to it, and just kind of keep reminding yourself, you know, just gentle reminders. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and yeah, just work on doing what you want to do and taking those baby steps and giving yourself a pat on the back when you do well. So that's it, just a super casual one today. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below, let me know what some of the things you're hoping to achieve this year, or maybe even better still, how you're hoping to achieve your goals this year. Like, are you breaking things down? Do you take notes? Are you just going with the flow? Tell me what works for you, I'd love to know. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and comment, subscribe, and if you have already subscribed, don't forget to click the bell down below to keep notified when my next video goes live. And that's it, so I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.